All right, let's move on to headline number 5. So Tesco is launching its second checkout free Get-Go store on the Trigo platform, but this time it comes with a twist. According to the grocer, the new store on Chiswell Street near the Barbican in London, Barbican? Am I saying that right?
Sounds good to me. I'm sure
The
we'll get corrected
Barbican?
if we didn't with all our
Oh,
London
somebody,
fans out
some
there.
of our British fans
Barbican?
correct
I don't
me.
know.
Barbican? It probably sounds better with an English accent. Anyway, okay, they're opening a new store near the Barbican in London. It will also include self-checkouts, which lie in stark contrast to Tesco's first Get-Go on High Holborn that was completely checkout free. This also means that the Chiswell Street store will be accessed by any shopper. So, unlike Tesco High Holborn, which could only be accessed through the mobile app scan when you come in, this store will now allow for any customer to enter the store. Chris, you really fought for this one to be
Yeah.
included this week. Why do you think this story is so significant?
Yeah, I did. And I get, I get some of the pushback too, because we've talked about Trigo, we've talked about Tesco a lot. We did the Trigo store tour over in Europe. And so, but ultimately I think it's important for a couple reasons. First, on the tech side,
Yeah.
Tesco is again going with Trigo, which, if you follow us closely, is super important in the checkout free provider landscape. Reva, Tesco have all expanded their relationship after their first trial. There aren't many providers of this type of solution that can hang their hat on a statement like that.
Yeah.
It's few and far between. So I think that's really, really important. And for the most part, they're doing this in a retrofit environment too. They've shown that they have that capability. So, but the most important thing I think about this story is the twist,
Yeah.
like you said
Yeah.
at the beginning. I thought it was a great way to put it. So kudos to you for that. But like, the hybrid option is becoming more important in my mind. Like, I never liked it at the beginning,
Yeah.
but I think I'm liking it more now because we visited the Amazon Go Hudson news
Yep.
store in the Chicago airport. And it was fascinating to watch people have to deal with understanding how to enter that store. Like,
Yeah.
some people were just leaving, some people were doing it. And one guy commented on the way out, he's like, "What's next? A microchip in my butt?" But I know he's going to go back and tell his friends and use it.
Right.
But so it's really difficult for people to understand that. So, and the other part about it to me is, if you do a hybrid solution, let's not forget, you still get the full benefits of a computer vision experience, which includes everything from better inventory accuracy, better customer marketing, possibly more flexible price changes as well that respond in the moment, and all of those things are probably of better benefit to the retailer in the long run than the actual consumer being able to walk out, checkout free. So those that want to use it can use it. Those that can't don't have to. So I'm thinking we're starting to see this probably be the approach that most people are going to take to the adoption of this technology, is my hunch. But I don't know, like, Aldi Nord will be interesting as a college town. Like, does the demographics play into this too? I have no idea, but I'm starting to lean that way. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to give credit to Tesco here because one, they went in on
Yep.
what I
It's a
still
great point.
believe is the right way to do this. I think if you're going to be a retailer investing in this technology, I still feel like if I was a retailer, I would be going in on full on autonomous stores to
Right.
begin.
That's the way to start. You're right.
I
That's
think
great.
so. I think that's great.
100%.
Even in the airport example, like, yes, you have that first time, that hurdle to get over, which is going to keep some people out. I mean, we did see people turn away from that, but I think ultimately, like, now that they have that first experience under their belt, once that starts going out to airports around the world, like, it will become more common for people. So I think for the long term, with the amount of investment that you're going to put into an autonomous store, like, I would go fully autonomous. I do think though that Tesco is correctly doing an A/B test here. I think it's
Right.
important for them to see, like, what happens when we build it to be fully autonomous, we retrofit it to be fully autonomous, but we also have self-checkout in here for the interim. Like, is that the smart move so that people can still feel like, I can have it. If I'm not ready yet today, I can still go through and still spend at the store. And how does the future rollout for Tesco look? Like, are they going to invest in both self-checkout and, this hybrid approach? I also think we saw an interesting case a couple of weeks ago at HEB where they're doing smart carts. They have this concept where they're rolling smart carts through a computer vision scanner, and then they're sending the receipt after. I think, some of these tactical things or outs for the customer, if they're not ready for fully autonomous shopping, are a smart thing for retailers to be testing before they go fully in. I still think though, like what Trigo and Tesco did with the fully autonomous store, that's where I would be focusing most of my efforts here. So still getting all the benefits, like you said, Chris, of the full computer vision suite of offerings, better inventory visibility, all of those things makes sense.
Yeah.
But
That's a great point, Ann. Like
I'm still putting my bets on fully autonomous.
Yeah, I think you're right. In the long run, that's still where it will go. I love how you said the right place to experiment with what went, right? Because if you don't do the fully autonomous, you don't know the difference. You don't know when you go that next step. You can always go back,
right?
Which is why we've always advocated that. And yeah, and also the HEB thing is cool, but I know we have a lot of HEB fans out there too, and we're assuming it's computer vision based. We don't know that for sure, but if you want to let us know, please do. But I think of this, like, I just keep coming back to like Starbucks mobile app and order pickup.
Right.
Like,
totally.
Some people gravitated towards it. It was a small percentage of the people, but then once you do it, you never go back. And you're right. Once you do it in the airport, you're never going back ever in your life. I mean, I've never gone back in general. Like, it's so easy, especially if you can wave your hand to get in.
Totally.
Like,
and all the concerns that people have, like, I mean, viable concerns that we heard from people outside of that store. Like, how do I know I don't get charged? Like, how do I know, like, what, I don't have a receipt? How do I know? Like, all these things, like, once you do that once and you see that it can work, like, that will get you to do it. Like, then you understand the value. It's just going to be getting over that.
But you're all the same concerns when you order a freaking cup of coffee. Like, let's be honest, right?
Exactly.
Like,
or order grocery delivery for the first time. Like, all of these things, it's like just doing it once and then you'll never look back.
Like, my favorite Mitch Hedberg line of all time, my favorite Mitch Hedberg joke, I hope my buddy Alvin's listening, is when he's like, I'm at the donut shop and they ask me if I want a receipt. He's like, for what? I'm not going to bring it back. It's a donut.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are we talking about here?